Let's now speak with the Chief Executive Officer, Security Watch Africa, Patrick Agbambu. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. African Union has now opposed any military intervention from countries outside the continent. It says it will begin to assess the implications of ECOWAS military action in Niger. What is the substance to the perception of an outsider's influence on ECOWAS's decision in this regard?
Thank you for having me. Really, the interests of the outsider countries is far-reaching, and it all boils down to the economy and the resources that are abundant in Niger Republic and the whole of the Sahel, for the matter. And so the Western influence, both talking about the group led by France and America, and the other by Russia. Russia using its group, the Wagner group, for a control of the stronghold in the Sahel. It's all the issues of economy and how who will dominate and tap the rich resources in the region. And so if care is not taken, it may become a playground of these Western nations. And that is why African Union is talking about no need to have any Western outside the continent force coming into the continent for whatever reason. So that really is the substance of that call by the African Union.
So General Abubakar retired is saying that having met with the coup leaders in Niger and the ousted president, is talking about the possibility of dialogue and negotiation to solve this issue. How implementable are these talks at the time when we already have a standby force by ECOWAS?
Yeah, earlier on this channel, I had talked about the ECOWAS leadership were putting the cart before the horse, and that is not good. They don't impose sanctions while you are hoping for a dialogue. Yes, there is need to dialogue from the point of strength. But yet there's need to be able to look at knowing that the principle you're trying to protect, which is the former president, the ousted president is still in their hold. There was need to be more diplomatic than going with a hard stand. And I'm happy that that line of negotiations and diplomacy is now taking the center stage. Yes, ECOWAS activating the standby force. Yes. We know that as we speak, yes, the intentions are there, the move are there, but contributing troops have not started because there are a lot of factors that will determine the number of troops each country, each member state contributes, or the resources to actually power these troops. You need to decide either the tactical base or the operational base of this force. Earlier, now, Mali used to be a tactical base for the initiatives of the West African Standby Force, but now Mali is not a friendly base for the West African Standby Force because of the Mali incident. So, because of Niger incident. So, it's a bit on the low side, but more playing on the diplomacy now.
Talking about the diplomatic alternative, the military junta in Niger is proposing a 3-year transition plan. Has ECOWAS been able to negotiate a better deal in previous West African countries where the military had taken over?
Yes, this really was reason why some of us had asked why the special interest in Niger, because we've had a similar incident in Mali and in Burkina Faso and in Guinea, and the interest of military invasion did not come up. Now, ECOWAS did not negotiate this. It's a new democratic setup or transition program in those countries. Yes, it's gladdening to note that the military junta in Niger is talking about a number of years, 3 years, which will give room or window for ECOWAS negotiators with the nominees of the juntas to sit down together and negotiate. Said, look, we don't want 3 years, we want X number of years, says 1 year or 1.5 years in terms for handing over. And factors have to be considered. The political structures that we are being dismantled needs to be set up, and a lot of things needs to come in place before the new, if it's agreed by ECOWAS, before the new civilian government can come in place. So it's time for negotiation on the number of months or days for handing over to the democratic government.
Patrick Agbambu is CEO, Security Watch Africa. Thank you for talking to us on the News at 7.